Ba, ba, ba. I feel like my computer's slow today.
Could be just because you just opened it.
Maybe, yeah. True, true. So do we think that, do you think that, the problem with taking weeks off of this is that I forget who everybody is for like a hot minute. Um, do you think that Noriko is actually gonna let let Kojiro date her or whatever?
She could. It's possible. I
But
don't ever know what's going on with that girl.
no, that's fair. Honestly, she's an enigma.
Hi, Yoshi.
Hi, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. I know this isn't your normal fare, so totally no hard feelings if you don't want to. Yeah, it's not the usual game. Sorry, Eamon's still out, so we decided to stream anyways. But we're gonna stream. It's just Kay and I. So no offense if you don't feel like hopping in on this. We're like super far into this game, so no pressure to stick around. You're welcome to, of course, but I totally understand. But I hope you're doing well. Miss seeing you around. Sorry we haven't been streaming AA a bit. It's been summer's kind of a hard time for our schedules, so it's been a little hit and miss. I'm having pizza for breakfast. Hello, Kay. Hello, Kiki. I may go lie back down. I do not want to just jump in the middle of a visual novel. Totally don't blame you. And as early as it is over there for you, I don't. Please go get some rest. Do not blame you.
Yeah.
But thanks for hopping in and saying hello. I hope you're having a good day.
Hope you have a good rest.
Thank you for streaming, please. I hope you both have a lot of fun. Thank you. Will do. Thanks again for stopping by. Pizza for breakfast sounds great. Thanks, Amy. Yes, I'm a very responsible I'm a very responsible human being. I'm very nutritious. But it satisfies my my cravings because I'm not really a breakfast person. Too often, I usually need something a little different than most breakfast food, especially because I can't eat eggs. So pizza's ideal. So thank you for the endorsement. Hope you're doing well. So okay, where were we last time? We all the corpses were stolen from Kojiro's morgue, and then we went to confront Junpei about it. Sometimes it feels the need. Yes, indeed, absolutely, so good. Mm. So we went to confront Junpei about it, and he told us that he didn't know anything because it was all the Herald, I think. Because did we get to the bottom of the fact that it wasn't them stealing the corpses?
It was Junpei.
Okay, it was. Sorry. Okay, I couldn't remember. But he was just doing it for the Herald, and then Noriko put in a request for the Herald to kill Junpei, and put in the
And they
exact
did.
and put in the exact date and time and location. Um, so we could try to catch them, and we caught them right after the act, and the Herald was like not moving, except for it kept reacting weirdly to Noriko's voice, and it was kind of a feminine build, which makes us think even more that it's Aoi, which we already did anyways, so it's not much of a thing, but so yeah, and I think that's where we left it, right?
Yep.
And Tomoe still wants out.
Yeah, that shoe's yet to drop.
Has he warned her not to say anything yet. Because he warned her, and Shinji got suspicious because it was like another man. He warned her not to say anything just yet because he could tell Noriko will go to great lengths to screw somebody over if it's at detriment to Corpse Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If it benefits Corpse Girl, she'll do just about everything,
Yeah.
anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, Kojiro and Tomoe are kind of suspicious now because Noriko keeps going back and forth between calling herself Corpse Girl and calling like Corpse Girl like a third party entity, which we're pretty sure is just kind of an illusion thing. But the two of them are kind of
Somehow, they haven't figured out that Noriko is just crazy.
yeah. You know, the sitting naked in the back of the corpse van wasn't the first clue.
It was just the most obvious clue.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's where we're at. Um, let's see where we get today. We are.
Woo!
My mouse. There we go. We're
nearing the end of chapter 2, hopefully.
hopefully because we still only have like a little bit left. So.
But also, we went through the entirety of chapter 2, and we just got our first
For
CG of the
CG,
last round.
yeah. So it's possible like it might be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then some ending ones or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, well let's keep going. I don't remember. I think Kojiro came back home. Yeah.
I don't remember where Kojiro is right now.
I think he came back
Maybe
home
home.
after seeing Junpei killed.
Maybe. Game?
Yeah, I was taking a
Yep, there we
hot
go.
minute.
Alright. The scant few hours sleep didn't offer much in the way of refreshment. I have to be at the morgue again in an hour. Not that there's much to do there since the place was robbed. Perhaps there's a few more cadavers will have arrived. Perhaps Junpei Matsumoto's corpse will be there. I should take this opportunity to take a breath. Been a while since life slowed down like this. No request coming through for Corpse Girl. No body to haul around with Tomoe. No cadavers to catalog at the morgue. Life should be good. I'm still alone. Noriko may decide to discard me at any moment. Why does that make me want her more? Do I want to prove my worth? My value? Prove to her that I'm worth keeping around? Don't know. Doesn't matter in the long run. After brewing myself a cup of coffee using the French press Tomoe gifted me, I take a seat in my chair. Sitting alone in the darkness is somewhat depressing. But it's only temporary. I won't be alone forever. Soon, Noriko will sit here with me. We'll be together in the darkness. I'll make her see my worth. I'll make her love me the way I love her. I'll make her fill the void that she's got left in my life. I'll make her treat the gnawing pain in my insides. I'll make her save me from falling into despair, from falling into old habits. Noriko will save me from myself, just like Shizuko once did. I take a sip of my coffee. It's still a little hot, and there's also a gap in my mouth where my tooth once was. Hurts. But I'll be okay. Soon. Hard to hide a smile when plans unfold perfectly. The body was here, waiting for me when I arrived at the morgue. Staring down at the pallid corpse of Junpei Matsumoto fills me with more satisfaction than I thought possible. The dog is dead, and my early morning encounter with this executioner wasn't just some fever dream born from wishful thinking. His body is riddled with stab wounds, deep, clean, piercing cuts. But these injuries were not inflicted by a knife. I'm no forensic pathologist, but the wounds are too thin and too deep. Each intrusion is about the width of a chopstick. Doubt it was killed by chopsticks. You can never rule out everything. My gaze pans down from his body, looking for anything of interest. The rest of his form looks ordinary. Nothing to note. I'll zip up the bag for now and return him to his allocated gold chamber. I take him out once in a while to have a laugh. As I raise the zipper, covering his legs and groin, I have to shift his arms to fit them in within the HRP. And then I flinch, and my hands instinctively retract from the cadaver. I'm used to the ice cold touch of a body fresh from its containment chamber, the sensation of lifeless, preserved flesh. Thus, it wasn't the sensation of touch that caused me to startle. It was the sight of something out of the ordinary, something I had somehow missed during my initial observation. Junpei's fingers. 5 thick, meaty digits on each hand. 10.
What?
Fuck!
Oh my god.
10 perfectly intact, dead but otherwise healthy fingers. It was only days ago that I pierced 2 of his fingers, his thumb and his pointer finger, using cheap metal cutlery. I can't forget the distinct feeling of plunging those implements through flesh and bone, pinning his fingers to a table. The corpse before me shows no evidence of ever being injured in such a manner. Nobody can heal wounds like that without medical attention. Even then, stitches and scars will remain. Wait, Junpei Matsumoto's digits are 100% intact and puncture-free.
Interesting.
Come to think of it, didn't I snap another few of his fingers in half the time I confronted him outside his apartment?
See, that's what I thought at first was I forgot he stabbed his fingers. I just remembered him breaking the fingers. So that's like a double down. Oh my god.
I'm sure I did. Crush the bones with my own fist. This corpse's hand don't show signs of that either. Normal to the touch. No visible bruising. On a whim, I pull out my phone and open Noise. I navigate to Junpei Matsumoto's profile.
Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I just don't know what it is about streaming and reading. It's yawn prone? I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't yawn nearly this much, except when I'm with you.
Oh.
It seems.
Well, if you need me to take over at any point, let me know.
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Load a few profile images, swipe through them one by one. I put my phone right next to Junpei's head, comparing the similarities between Junpei's photos and his dead body. Everything becomes clear immediately. Certain elements of Junpei's features don't match. His nose is broader in photos. His lips are thinner, more taut. The corpse in front of me is not Junpei Matsumoto. It's a copy. A clone. Junpei Matsumoto's death was faked for our entertainment. The body lying on the ground in front of the Herald was planted there before we arrived. Planted to convince us that Junpei is met his maker. The Herald did not kill Junpei. The Herald simply used one of Corpse Girl's tricks and produced a carbon copy body. All in order to fool myself and Noriko. As this revelation settles in my mind, I come to another conclusion. The morgue being robbed was no coincidence. I can almost guarantee that the cadaver used to replicate Junpei's death was stolen from this very place. A weapon of deception, stolen and turned against us. And the morgue was targeted before Noriko even requested Junpei's death. Almost as if the Human Removal Service predicted Noriko's movements in advance. Is that even possible? All I know for sure is that the dog is still out there, still skulking around working for his master. This is starting to get interesting.
Okay, I think I'm up to date. I guess it was a good thing you decided to prod and poke Junpei's corpse, as you put it.
Guess so.
I thought you were just being your usual morbid self, taking corpses for your own use, whatever that may be.
Don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm glad you acted, faking Junpei's death. What's their end goal? What did they really accomplish by pulling such a stunt?
There's a million possible answers to that question. Can't know the real truth. Not yet.
Obvious answer would be that they wanted to deceive us, make us think we have the upper hand.
I came to the same conclusion. They think they've fooled us, but we know better. Can we use that to our advantage?
Don't know.
Sometimes you're helpful, and other times you're just...
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
It irritates her when I withhold my thoughts. Sometimes I act like it's just to elicit a response from her. Reaction from her. She's cute when she's pissed
I
off.
don't know what we should do next. We're kind of at a dead end, right?
Kind of.
Corpse Girl's website has gone silent. No one is requesting deaths anymore. But if I'm to believe the news, there are still dozens of people being killed all around the city, which means the human removal service is still as active as ever.
Don't beat yourself up. Don't have any cadavers at the morgue anyway. Can't exactly fulfill any requests.
True.
She sighs and rubs her eyes. Despite her tired, exhausted appearance, she's dealing with recent events rather well. For Noriko, at any rate.
Can you let me know when the morgue starts filling up again?
Sure. Hang on. There is one body there. Fake Junpei. Not much use, though, I suppose.
No, not really. Keep me updated.
Okay.
She rubs her eyes again and tries to hold back a yawn.
You look wrecked.
Sorry. Things are tough right now.
It'll get better. You'll cause some deaths soon enough.
My words had the strange effect of actually cheering her up slightly. I know we're not exactly the most normal people. Things we do, the causes we devote ourselves to, they're wrong. There's no other way to put it. I know this. Actress Noriko knows this as well. We're morbid, sick, disgusting. Noriko slaughters innocent people in the name of Corpse Girl. Her fabricated idol, her alter ego, or whatever else she could be. As for me, I've got as much blood in my hands as Noriko does. She likes to believe she's innocent, but the truth is that she's guilty, just as guilty as any killer. I don't see myself the same way. I know for a fact the things I've done are enough to put me behind bars for the rest of my life. I don't try to convince myself that I'm something I'm not. I'm a criminal, plain and simple. But Noriko is a kindred spirit. We're connected on some level that I don't expect the average person to understand. We're bonded by the things we've done, the death we witnessed. Looking at her now, this tired girl worn thin by stress, I can't help but be reminded of Shizuko. I messed up with Shizuko. I didn't take the time we had together seriously. I took it all for granted. I won't make the same mistake with Noriko. I'll make her mine, and I'll prove my love to her every day. Perhaps that'll convince her not to discard me when I run out of use.
Want something to eat?
She glances at me and opens her mouth, but weighs her words before speaking.
Thanks, but you know me.
I know.
Of course I know. I know so much about her. She doesn't eat, not unless she absolutely has to in order to live for another day.
Something light? A salad? I want to share a meal with you.
I can't.
Okay. I understand.
I do. I get it. It's Noriko. Her convictions are what I matter most about her. What would it say of her character if I could break her convictions with a simple invitation?
We should get married.
Huh?
Okay, you just dropped that.
A few days ago, you said you'd be mine.
I told you something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I was afraid of.
But that had a condition. You had to kill Junpei.
You stopped him from killing Junpei.
Yeah, I
Do you
wonder.
remember that part?
Yeah, I wonder if now that we know that she wouldn't have brought it. I wonder if she wouldn't have brought it up if Junpei was proven to be fake. This corpse was proven to be fake. If she would just have let it go, or if she was gonna renege anyways, or if if it's purely because of this, and now she wants to like hold him to it and make sure he's dead.
I would like to believe, with no evidence to the contrary, that Noriko would have gone with it, if only to reward him. It's not very valuable to her.
Yeah, but she needs to keep her. He's one of her more valuable assets, and she needs to keep him in line, so she'll do what she has to do.
Yeah. She's right. I didn't manage to kill him. Does that mean I don't deserve her?
Maybe there's something else I could do? Let me prove that I'm a man you can love.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll take that. It's better than not right now.
Maybe you should get going for now. I need to sleep.
Okay.
I'll leave her be. She should get some sleep myself.
Later.
Bye, Kojiro.
Something about the way she says my name sends a chill down my spine. It's not a pleasant sensation. It's not a feeling of elation or excitement. It's uncomfortable. Disconcerting. I shrug it off and leave the factory.
Okay. Oh.
You thought that was Noriko initially, didn't you?
Well, kind of, but I also didn't think that was like the way the hair the light is falling on his hair, it didn't make him look like Kojiro, so I didn't think Kojiro was doing anything, but I thought it was like Noriko and some random person, but instead it was reverse. The guy was the one we knew. But yeah, that does he wasn't kidding about Noriko and Shizuko being similar
And thus we return to the initial
mother theory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's some credence to that for sure.
I have an uncannily vivid recollection of dragging Shizuko's corpse through the streets the night she was killed. I had witnessed the collision. I watched speechless as the asshole who ran her down drove away like a coward. Took a while to gather the strength to collect her crumpled body from the asphalt. By then it was around 7 o'clock. The sun had set, but a sliver of light still peeked over the horizon, tinting the sky with an orange hue. People kept screaming at me. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't trying to spare Shizuko's blood on the sidewalk. Just wanted to take her home. She was hurt, or dead. No point leaving her in the middle of the road. She didn't comment on my suit. Got all dressed up just for her. Didn't comment on the ring. Even as I slipped it on her stiff finger, she didn't say a word about the size of the diamond. But she made a unique sound as we walked. It rings in my ears now and then, especially when I catch myself in quiet moments. Didn't know what it was at the time. It punctured the silence between my heavy footsteps. Turns out the sound was caused by the fabric of her dress stretching and ripping against the coarse texture of the sidewalk. She made that sound for the entire journey home. My footsteps. Thud. Thud. Shizuko. Shh. Shh. People screaming. Ah, yeah. The cacophony of irritating noise assaulted us during the entire expedition. Silence didn't rear its head until we arrived at our destination. It wasn't easy getting her up the stairs to my apartment. I'd carried her in my arms a dozen times, always effortlessly, but during that final ascent, Shizuko's weight exceeded the limit of my muscles. I had no choice but to drag her up slowly, a single step at a time. It wasn't my fault her head cracked against every step. Once we were inside, I finally had the opportunity to examine the damage. Her limbs were flattened, her chest had caved in, ribs crushed and ground into a fine dust. Remarkably, her beautiful face remained unmarred. She looked at peace, despite having died in pure agony not long before. And that was the last time I kissed her. planted my lips on hers, and found comfort in the slight warmth that still remained. Then I closed her eyes. I remember that event is so clear that thinking about it feels like I'm reliving it again for the first time. Pain hasn't dulled. But I'm glad I don't live in that apartment anymore. Climbing those steps every day would only serve to remind me of dragging Shizuko behind me. I cut myself free from the chains that shackled me to her, but I can never destroy the memories. I think they'll help me to the end of my days. Perhaps that's why I'm so desperate to fill the void she left in my life. I'm desperate to distract myself with the love from another. And yet, at that time, I didn't want to let her go. I wanted to hold her cold, lifeless corpse to my body and simply waste away so I can join her in the afterlife. In fact, I was so attached to her corpse that I did something I'd never done before. Not once in all my history of toying with dead bodies. I decided to keep her.
Okay, so I was right. That is her in the closet or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Don't know whether it was out of despair, depression, or desperation. Don't truly know why I decided to do such an odd thing. Possessed by a single disturbing idea, I emptied out the small storage closet in that old apartment, discarded everything within. And then I carefully, delicately, lovingly placed Shizuko inside the dark space. She stood up against the wall, almost casually, almost like she was alive. I held her in place with some rope fastened to the wall, a loop around her neck with a few bindings around her waist. She sagged a little, but it wasn't overtly noticeable. There, Shizuko stood before me. Though her gaze was lowered, I could almost feel myself into thinking she wanted to greet me. Or she simply wanted to say goodbye. Goodbye. Something I'd never considered saying to her. But I knew it was time. Time to say goodbye to her, and to say goodbye to myself. The me that shared a life with her. The me that lived in shame of the things I'd done. Into that small storage room I piled the evidence of my guilt. All the macabre and sickening paraphernalia I'd collected over the years found a new home within that dark space. Photos of corpses, tomes written about embalming and mummification, countless books by Nobel Sinclair, that author I held so dearly to my heart. Everything and everyone that had a Kojiro found itself inside that room. And with one last look at the girl, I slammed the door and locked it tight. The ceremonial act of locking away everything I once loved had a cathartic effect. But the moments after that aren't as clear in my mind. I know that I sealed up the room and okay, sure, yeah. The smell that everyone comments on when they go to the apartment is her. Then
Yeah,
cool.
that totally. Yeah, I was wondering the whole time. I'm like, what are you doing?
Which means it's just a mannequin that's in, or a different corpse that's just in
Yeah, in his
Kojiro's current closet.
right. Kojiro.
I don't recall the effort that went into doing so. I know that I decided to leave the apartment behind, but I don't recall talking to the landlord. I know that I tried to move on from being the person I once was, but I don't know how much I truly changed. Because just over a year later, I'm still in this world, taking part in truly disturbing acts. I'm still obsessed with the dead. I'm still fighting over Noriko. Maybe people can't change after all. Maybe I've been fooling myself all this time into thinking that I'm different now. But I'm not. I'm still the same as I ever was. I'm still just Kojiro. Maybe that's okay.
He's going through it.
Some good news for you.
Really? What is it?
A few new cadavers were in the morgue when I arrived tonight. Also, I was thinking
What about?
something funny. We went to such lengths to make sure we didn't get caught stealing cadavers from here.
And?
Well, it's amusing that the entire place was ransacked by the Human Removal Service, but no one ever investigated. No one here seemed to really care.
We tried so hard to cover our tracks, being careful about every single corpse we lifted. Then those assholes just waltzed in and stole everything without any repercussions.
Yeah,
It makes me sick. I want to bring them down.
yeah.
Anyway, how many bodies came in today?
4. Not a great deal, but a start. Give it a week or two, and this place should be packed once more.
Okay, good. Thanks for letting me know.
Of course.
See you.
Later.
Since I've already cataloged the new arrivals, I figure I can relax for the rest of my shift. I put myself in the uncomfortable steel chair parked near the morgue's entryway. A few moments later, I'm lost within the flashing lights on my phone screen. Don't know how long I zone out for, but when I come to, Noriko's name is emblazoned across my screen. Strange for her to call me now, since we just spoke before.
Yo,
You're not going to believe this.
try me.
Somebody requested a death.
Ah, that explains the excitement in her voice.
Congrats. It's been a while.
It's been far too long. I thought we were done for. I thought Corpse Girl's website had fallen into obscurity.
Happy for you.
Kojiro, we can't let this slip through our fingers. We need a victory here. This new request has to be fulfilled immediately. I want this victim to die with a bang. I want his death to propel Corpse Girl's name back into the limelight.
Roger. Awaiting your orders.
I'm sending you the Vic's photo. Get me a corpse that matches his appearance, just like usual.
Only got a handful of bodies here, remember? Going to be a long shot.
Do whatever the fuck you have to do.
Her icy cold command leaves no room to be misinterpreted. The call ends and I immediately receive a message from Noriko. Opening up reveals the photo of Corpse Girl's latest victim. Male, mid-30s or so, fairly unremarkable guy. Let's see what bodies are in stock. I heave myself off the steel chair and log into the morgue's computer. Scanning through the inventory only takes a few seconds. There are 5 cadavers here in total. The 4 that arrived today, plus Junpei Matsumoto look alike. Looking through the details reveals that of the 5, 3 are female and 2 are male. I immediately rule out using the Junpei look-alike corpse for this request. It's a heavy-set body and doesn't match the victim at all. I need to take a look at the other male, but I don't like the odds of finding a match. I navigate the cold chambers and open up the cache housing the corpse in question. The cold air spewing forth from the open compartment fogs up my glasses. I calmly remove them, wipe the knitted coat, and return them to their rightful place. After unzipping the body bag, I am met with the face of death, a sight I've become more than accustomed to after many long years of working here. This guy is just as average as Corpse Girl's victims. Seems like the type of person you wouldn't notice in a crowd. He'd simply be a blur against a sea of bodies. Might be exactly what we need. I compare his features to those of the victim in the photo. He looks similar. Couldn't exactly mistake him for a relative, but maybe with a bit of Noriko's makeup handiwork, he might pass off as a close enough copy. Only one problem. Unzipping the body bag further revealed that this guy only has one arm. His left arm has been severed just below the elbow, leaving a surgical stump. It's something that he has clearly lived with for years, because the area in question is clean. Probably had a prosthetic limb before being moved to the morgue. This particular feature is a deal breaker. Too hard to convince the victim that this is his own corpse if it's missing a limb.
Now with some makeup tricks, just put some like FX makeup on it and pretend like the victim got severed or something like that in the picture. Like, it's not. You can work around that.
Yeah, that's a work. That's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, he. I mean, I know that's not where his area of expertise is, so he's not thinking probably.
Probably. Although,
Thank you. Our brain is working today.
perhaps Noriko could factor the missing limb into the cause of death. If I blooded the stump a bit, it could be made to look like he lost an arm before he died. I reached for my phone and called Noriko back. Getting sick of the chick chat.
You find a suitable corpse?
Almost. Got a guy about the same age and build. Plain face. Needs some work, but could do the job.
Great! I'll send Tomoe over with the van right away.
Just one thing.
What?
The body is missing an arm.
Oh, that is a problem.
Yeah. Can you edit the corpse photo so that the victim is missing an arm? Make it look like it got chopped off before he died. That way, when he receives the actual corpse, he'll be expecting a missing limb.
No.
No?
I'm already in the middle of making the photo. I'm not changing it now.
God damn it, Noriko.
Bitch, do you want the corpse delivered or not? You won't have many options right now.
Then I don't know what to tell you. Don't have any other suitable bodies.
Make it work, Kojiro.
God damn it, Noriko. That venomous tone again.
What can I do? Not going to roam the street and kill someone that looks like the Vic.
Come up with something else then. Hell, chop your own arm off and attach it to the corpse. I don't care what you do, but I need the body within the hour. If you let me down, I'll never be with you.
Holy fuck.
Okay.
God damn it. Yeah, this is gonna be a fucking theme. I can already tell.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Our relationship is tied to Corpse Girl's fate. If you let her down, you'll let me down.
The second you give her a sliver of control.
Yeah, just. Ooh.
My phone beeps twice as if to protest Noriko abruptly ended the call.
Fantastic.
She likes backing me into corners. What am I supposed to do? It's clear that she doesn't really have any intention with being with me. She's using me, dangling the promise of something I desire right in front of me. And yet, I need to have her. I need to prove to her that she should be with me. I lower my glasses and gently rub the brow with my fingers. I've got an idea. But I can't believe I'm about to do this. Slide my glasses back up and adjust them so they're comfortable once more. I fetch the mobile mortuary lift and angle it underneath the tray protruding from the open cold chamber. With a great deal of effort, I detach the tray from the chamber. If you cut somebody else's arm off and stitch it on...
That's what my guess is that he's gonna do. I don't know if that's it or not, but that's... Ooh.
With a great deal of effort, I detach the tray from the chamber. It rests upon the top of the mortuary lift, allowing me to wheel the corpse across the morgue. After pushing it halfway across the open room, I let the wheels come to a stop directly underneath one of the ceiling's glaring fluorescent lights. With that done, I turn around in a cabinet. I sort through a number of tools until I find what I'm looking for. Clutching at the sterile implement in a shaking hand, I return to the corpse lying atop a steel tray. I roll up the sleeves of my coat.
For Noriko. Here goes.
Oh, I was about to say, is he really gonna chop his own arm off? Oh my god. Every time I think that things can't get more fucked up, they do.
So we just established, not 10 minutes ago, that nobody investigated anything when the morgue got robbed,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh. Presumably, yes.
So presumably, nobody would have investigated if one of the corpses that came in had lost an arm.
Right. But I guess my guess is his thought process is
He needs to prove his devotion by proving that his body is less important than Noriko's
well,
desires.
actually that's a very good point. Actually, that's probably the first reason. The second reason I was thinking is Junpei copy too chunky of an arm, 3 female arms too slender of an arm. It will look weird, but if he puts another man's arm that's about the same build on this one, it will look better. But it's probably more the first option that you said.
God damn it, Koji. God damn it. You're supposed to be the sane one in this fucking...
Yeah, I'm beginning to
Fuck.
think that this VN is purely about fucked up people doing fucked up things to each other and other people.
There has to be a deeper meaning, a deeper... I understand the desire to tell just a fucked up story, right? I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But, like, there has to be something, right?
I mean, I would hope so, but we're a ways into this and I'm not seeing anything yet. So, I mean, I'm not going to give up, but,
I mean, probably the main goal is an exploration of mental disorder, right?
yeah.
It could be. But, like, there has to be, like, a message, right?
Uh-huh.
There has to be some sort of message.
I would hope so.
As a writer, I have to relate this to my own work, so naturally I'm drifting over to Zero Win Game.
Right.
And naturally I have to then drift over to Zero Time Dilemma. Zero Time Dilemma seemed to be about fucked up people doing fucked up things. And the message behind that is that you don't have to succumb to inevitability, right? You don't have to, just because something seems inevitable, just because life is unfair, you don't have to listen to that.
Yeah.
Zero Win Game is turning out to be a little bit more nuanced than fucked up people doing fucked up things. But fucked up things are still happening to people that may or may not be fucked up.
Fair enough.
The message of inevitability is still there.
Yeah.
But the message is also that if you push people to their breaking points, they may not react how you might expect them to. So maybe you shouldn't push people to their breaking points.
Yeah.
That is... Because, like, you know what, actually? No, yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Every single character fragment, except for Akane's, but Akane's weird.
Yeah.
Every other character fragment is about pushing the character who focus to their limits and then taking them past the limit and seeing what happens. And some of them react as how you would expect, and then some of them react differently. I have not told you anything about Junpei.
Yeah, you've been deliberately, like...
I have been deliberately obscure about Junpei's character fragment.
Yeah, Junpei, and then I think, not necessarily, like, and Junpei and Carlos are the two that I know the least about, I think.
I detailed what I'm going to do with Carlos.
Enough that I get the gist of it.
Aoi.
What'd you say, sorry?
I haven't told you anything about Aoi either.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I can tell you straight up that the first 2 chapters of Aoi's... You know, no, I can't tell you that, actually, because then you'll deduce what happens if I tell you. So, no. I've been deliberately vague about Junpei and Aoi.
I'm pretty sure I detailed exactly what I'm going to do with Carlos. here.
You've done a couple. You told me a few things about Carlos, but you've also told me a few things. Like you've presented me some writing and gone, "Hey, how does this make you feel about Carlos? What do you think he's gonna do?" And then I've said an answer, and you go, "Okay, good." And then you never said anything else, and I was like, "Okay."
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, no.
So maybe
but
it's
yeah,
not quite
no,
to
no,
the
no.
level of Junpei and Aoi.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I've been deliberately vague
No
about
fair.
Junpei and Aoi. Also, in
kind of in coordination with that, or so I don't know how to put this. Posting, hello. Whenever I eventually finish this first chapter of Foretold, I'm going to post it immediately. I've decided.
Oh,
and not
fair.
wait until I have all 3 chapters of the fragment done.
That's fair, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If people are.
And I'm going to do that for every character fragment except Junpei.
Oh.
I can't just post the first chapter of Junpei's character fragment and then leave it alone. I
Oh.
have to have all 3 before
Where
I
did he
post
go?
any of them.
Dang.
Because otherwise, my readers will murder me.
Yeah, that would not be a good
This is
thing.
not hyperbole.
I can believe it.
Anyway, there has to be a deeper message in this visual novel. It can't just be mental health fucks people up and leads them to do fucked up shit, because that would be ableist.
Yeah, that would be a very
That
bad
would
message
be
if
ableist.
that's.
That would be, hey, people with
'Cause-
schizophrenia are fucking murderers, apparently.
Because, you know.
People with fucking depression disorders will do anything to feel happy.
Yeah, because you know, if they hadn't established like, oh, there's clearly like something that these people are taking pills for and things like that, I'd just be like, oh, they're just fucked up people. But no, they're fucked up because of like whatever is going on, and that sets a really bad precedent.
All right, I think I'm gonna go back on what I said before. I want you to tell me who the 3rd chapter narrator is.
So I'm pretty sure. Let me look real quick, actually, because I want to make sure I remember this correctly because it's been a hot minute that I looked. But I'm pretty sure it's Aoi.
Okay. So yeah, no. Okay, so in that case, if it was Tomoe, I would expect there to be some sort of narrative about bipolar depressive disorder. But
Yeah.
if it's Aoi, then it's probably about OCD. And Kojiro is very clearly just depression, like very
Yeah.
Very bad depression.
Yeah, 3 is Aoi for sure. And then there's a final act.
Don't tell me anything about the final act.
Okay.
Fuck me. Okay, yeah, my headphones are dying. Give me a second.
Oh well.
Fuck off.
Test 1, 2.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? La 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 la.
Yeah, no, I think the wires in my headphones are starting to degrade.
Yikes. That's no good.
Because what just happened was like it just started like crackling and fizzling.
Oh, that's not good.
Fuck me. I don't know how to reset the Bluetooth on my other pair of headphones
Oh
to
yeah.
connect them to the computer. So if these die, I would have to go online and buy like a new pair of headphones specifically for my PC.
That's so fun.
And like, this is something of a shopaholic bit in me because I have an addictive personality, and shopping is something that I shouldn't be doing.
Mood.
But the fact that I have a pair of headphones for every one of my devices is only mildly concerning.
When you say every one of your devices, do you mean like
I have
Switch,
3 pairs of
computer?
headphones for PC, phone, iPad.
Oh, that's not too bad though. I mean, if
I
you
also bought all 3 pairs of headphones within the same 6-month period. So, 3-month period, maybe, even. I don't remember quite. It was during 2020, the very start of the pandemic, so, like...
that's reasonable, especially because like, what else were you gonna do?
Might as well blow $200, $300 on headphones.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, if you were like me, you were probably just playing games, watching movies, and watching streams. So like, might as well get
Yeah.
good quality shit to do it with. Make the most out of what you can do.
Mm-hmm. I don't even use the iPad headphones too often, because I prefer to just have speakers, you know?
No, that's fair.
Mostly because I lay down and... while I'm watching shit.
Yeah, that's hard to wear. That's my biggest thing with headphones is like I wish I could lay down on my side with headphones.
There was a pair of not a pair, but there was like a headband with speakers sewn into them,
Mm.
like small earplugs sized speakers. So like you could like wear the headband. It was like a sleeping blindfold or whatever the fuck those are called. Face
Yeah.
mask, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So it was like you wear it as a headband, and the speakers go over your ears,
Interesting.
and it doesn't like fuck up because you're like laying on your head or whatever. The problem is, it's a cloth headband,
Oh.
and so if you sweat while you sleep, which I do
Yeah.
often, the headband gets dirty and you can't exactly wash it because it's electronics sewn into it, right?
Yeah, that's a problem.
So like the idea is novel, but like you might as well get AirPods.
Yeah.
Because they're easier to manage. Except AirPods are expensive,
Uh-huh.
and I don't like in-ear headphones anyway.
I don't
Right.
mind them as much as I used to, but I think I've never liked Apple headphones at all. Every time I've ever tried to use them, I think they're painful to my ear.
Yeah, for sure.
But I used to hate in-ear headphones. I used to hate them so much, and over time I've gotten used to them. But only like the little like round plug-in kind of looking ones, like Skull Candy. I like
Skull
those.
candies are so comfortable.
I love
Holy
Skull
fuck.
Candies. That's literally the only brand I ever use unless I have to for other reasons. Like my work headsets have been different the last few years. But if I'm for personal use, I only ever use Skull Candy. And even some over ear ones that I've used have been Skull Candy too.
You think Skull Candy sells wireless in-ears?
Maybe. I feel like that's like if they are not, I feel like they're missing out.
All right. Anyway, back to long story short. This has to have a deeper message, or it's deeply ableist.
Yeah, no, agree. I don't know where they're going with this because if that's just like, oh, if you have schizophrenia, you're gonna cut your arm off.
No.
That's
Kojiro doesn't have schizophrenia. Kojiro has made.
Yeah, sorry, I just picked a thing.
But like, also, I have MDD. I resonated with Kojiro, and then he started
and
cutting
now
his
it's a-
arm off, and then he started cutting his arm off, and I'm like, huh. I wonder if I thought cutting my arm off would make me happy, would I cut my arm off? And now I don't know, and that's fucking me up.
No, I don't think why would that? No, I don't think that would make you happy. I'm not even sure that's making him happy. I think he's
No.
just desperate.
No. It's not even that obviously cutting your arm off wouldn't make you happy. But if happiness was dangled in front of me, and someone said, in order to have happiness, you have to cut your arm off right now. I don't know if I wouldn't do it, you know?
I guess that's fair.
Just to feel that in it, right? And that's what the game is telling me people with MDD will do if given the opportunity.
No, I guess that's fair.
That is what this narrative of Kojiro is telling me right now. It's infuriating. I need you to read the rest of the scene.
Totally fine. No, I totally get it. Yeah. And also, if we need to stop playing this at any point, you totally pull the trigger, okay?
It's not like I'm deeply disturbed or anything. It's like, it's fucking me up a little, but it's mostly just making me really fucking pissed.
No, that's fair. That's a valid reaction. I just want you to be like, okay, so like if this is like too much in any direction, sad, angry, happy, whatever, let me know, okay?
I think I want to hope. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt because this game has been kind of cool thus far.
Right.
It's a little bit fucked up.
Yeah.
In an ableist sort of way.
Yeah.
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're not doing this on purpose. They have a deeper meaning. They're gonna get there eventually, and this is definitely the worst thing that's gonna happen during this section with Kojiro. I want to believe. I want to believe.
Yeah. I'm just curious, like, who's on their writing team? Because sometimes the handling of these mental health things are, like, not as ideal as they could be. And it makes me think that they were not consulting people when they were writing this.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Anyways, we'll just get through this real quick, and then... When the metal bone saw digs into the soft flesh of my arm, I have to grit my teeth to refrain from screaming. I angle the blade so it cuts away from my elbow. Need to leave that intact. The cutting process is pure agony. To prevent myself from passing out, I keep my breathing steady and try to focus on something simple. Something my brain can handle while aflame with pain. I begin to count. 1, 2, 3... I count the seconds that it takes for the jagged metal saw to reach bone. 15, 16. Still just flesh and muscle and blood spurting down my coat. 20, 21. I think I reach sinew after 24 seconds, but it's hard to tell because there's a terrible numbness that is somehow worse than the original searing agony. My fingers clutching the saw begin to slip due to perspiration. It's getting harder to even hold the tool. After some 32 odd seconds, the saw hits bone. I slide it back and forth, cutting into the dense matter with as much strength as my failing body can muster. Vomit and drool have soaked the front of my coat and begun to smear together with blood. It's forming a shallow pool at my feet, and the stench of the mixing liquids threatens to overwhelm my senses. Counting the seconds has become infinitely more difficult. 43, 44, 30. Was it 21 seconds so far? No, it's been longer than that. It has to have been a minute by now. I've been sawing into my own arm for a full minute. But the blade still hasn't cut through all the bone. I don't recall when I fell to my knees. I don't recall when I stood back up. I don't recall running my slimy fingers through my hair when flecks of blood splattered against my glasses or when my bladder relieved itself. I don't even recall why I'm doing this. Is it for Shizuko? Is it because I love her? No. Noriko. It's for Noriko. Actually, it's for Corpse Girl. I have to prove that I'm worthy of her. I have to be loved by her. There's nothing else for me. 97, 98. As my count reaches 99 seconds, my right arm falls to the wet tile floor, flopping like a dead fish against the deck of a boat. I let out a groan of what can only be called relief, and I slump in on myself, resting in the pool of foul liquid. My vision is blurry. My breathing is ragged. The sane part of my consciousness knows that I need to treat my wound. I need to apply a tourniquet or cauterize the damage, or I'm just going to bleed out and die on the floor of my own morgue. But a quiet voice in my mind, the very same one that drove me to such an extreme measure, urges me to finish my work. Getting to my feet is a struggle. I try to push myself up off the ground using both arms, but of course, I fall flat on my face when my right arm fails to react to my mental instructions. I think the lenses in my glasses smashed against the tiles because my eyes seem to be bleeding now. A second attempt at pushing off the ground is more successful. My left arm is somehow strong enough to hoist my barely responsive body. I sway and stagger around aimlessly before collecting myself, enough to attempt to fish my severed arm off the ground. Luckily, I managed to grasp the blood and vomit-soaked wrist of my former limb with one good hand. I drag myself towards the mortuary lift that holds aloft the corpse I need to attach my arm to. But I didn't think this through. I don't really know how to attach a severed limb. I bludgeon the corpse's stump with my useless arm, trying to find some point of connection that will magically fuse the limb to the corpse. It's hopeless. And as I madly flail the arm around, I can't help but laugh at the whole situation. Of course I can't attach my arm to this corpse. The corpse is missing its left arm. I cut off my right arm. Oh my god.
Good one.
I throw my useless detached arm behind me and rest my weary body against the mortuary lift. Accompanying my laughter is the laughter of somebody else nearby. I have to listen really intently to confirm that I'm not just hallucinating. But I'm certain that somebody just walked into my line of vision, even if they're nothing more than a dark, blurred silhouette.
Yo, bro. You don't look so hot. What'd you do? Cut off your own arm?
I know the voice, but I can't place it right now. It's not my voice, and it's not Noriko's voice.
Want me to take the pain away?
Yes, please. I'd give anything to remove the pain. I can't voice my consent. My mouth is dry, my jaw locked in place.
Here. Nothing a little fire can't fix.
The figure comes closer. He smells foul like a dog that is bathed in gasoline. A dog. The heavy-set figure that I now assume is Junpei Matsumoto is crouched over me. The smell of gasoline intensifies as he pours some sort of cold liquid all over my clothes.
Hey, I gotta light this place up. But you guys didn't get the hint, but we stole all of your corpses. Well, you ain't gonna be nothing without your precious morgue. And Corpse Girl is gonna wither away without her right-hand man. Right hand. Get it, Kojimbo?
The way he deliberately mispronounces my name really bothers me. It bothers me so much that the anger boiling inside me gives me the strength to open my mouth once more.
It's Kojiro. Sure, bro. Sleep tight.
The dog lifts his body and disappears into oblivion beyond my sight. The unmistakable sound of a match being struck should fill me with panic, but I feel strangely calm. Warm, glowing tendrils of flame flicker around the outskirts of my vision. Fire. The entire morgue is alight. The acrid smell of smoke quickly covers up the odor of gasoline. Fire. I lost my family to fire so many years ago. Maybe it's fitting that I should perish in the same way. Fire. I hate fire. I hate it and fear it. Fire. It's everywhere, surrounding me. Sickening stench of burning flesh permeates my nostrils, and I realize that's the smell of my severed arm being incinerated behind me. Fire. I close my eyes. Really sleepy right now. Lost a lot of blood after all.
Sorry, Noriko. Sorry I loved you.
Well, Act 2 complete.
Huh.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
That took 3 really fast right turns that I was not expecting.
I probably should have expected the Junpei thing, but somehow the Kojiro dying.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
No, like, it's like, arm cut off, wrong arm, Junpei's here, oh, he's dying in a fire. Like, that was all like, what just happened?
It's like... Okay. Hi, Owie.
Huh. 1 month later, oh, we're doing a time skip. Oh, we're back in the maid cafe. I'm gonna save, so we have a jumping off point. Where's my escape? We're gonna come over here. Okay, well, Act 2. Interesting. I'm a little sad we seem to be done with Kojiro, but what an end.
What a way to go.
I assume he has to be dead, right? Between the gasoline and the arm, there's no way he's not. I know we didn't see like Noriko reacting to a body or anything like that.
However, body was engulfed in flames.
Yeah,
after being directly lit on gas.
And bleeding
Directly doused with
out.
gasoline.
Like if one of those doesn't get him, the other will surely, right?
I mean, if the fire doesn't kill him, the fire will cauterize his wound. His stuff.
I
so,
guess that's
no,
true.
Actually,
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is a crazy train.
you know what? Actually, that's why Noriko didn't have a prompt with Kojiro, a dialogue tree.
Oh, because it doesn't do anything in the end.
Yeah, because he always dies.
Or maybe
Which
he
means
comes back and is
possibly messing up the other dialogue options, kills them as well, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
And they all have to be alive to get the golden ending.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. That could be the case. Because they're all like as closely tied as they are to Noriko.
Well, time to figure out what's going on with the human removal service.
Yeah.
Right, Owie?
Yeah.
Right, Owie? The Herald? Owie the Herald?
Imagine we get into this and she's not the Herald and we're like, what the fuck?
If she's not the Herald, there better be a very good explanation.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
Okay.
Anyways, well, thanks for oh, go ahead.
Thanks for what?
I was say thanks for reading Kojiro.
Yeah. Kojiro was fun for 98% of Act 2.
Yeah.
And then the end happened.
And it ruined
disturbing
everything.
Implications. But then he died, so it's like those disturbing implications don't matter, smiley face.
Yeah, totally. I like how the narration is already different because it's Aoi. Like, this is clearly something that only Aoi would say, and not... I can never picture
else.
Noriko or anyone else saying this, really.
Ooh, I'm so mad.
I can hear her voice actress saying this. Oh, I'm so mad. I really wish I could scream at him. I really, really, really want to scream. But he's one of my best customers. I just wish he could take the rules seriously.
He said no free refills.
The squeak of my voice surprises even me. Gosh, I've never yelled at a customer before. It feels so liberating. I feel free. The customer hangs his head. He looks as guilty as I feel on the inside. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have raised my voice at him. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I'm going to get fired for this, I just know it.
Sorry, Miss Aoi. I'll never ask again, I promise.
Make sure you don't.
That's it. Don't let him see you back down. Be firm, girl. Stand up for yourself. The customer scurries away and I nearly faint from the adrenaline pounding through me. What a rush. I can't believe I didn't back down.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
When I feel like I've calmed down, I fetch a cloth and begin to wipe down some tables. This place hasn't been too busy lately. I still shake when I think about the incident last month that drove away a lot of our customers. That tall scary man with glasses and an evil face. He hurt my sweet little Junpei. He cornered him in this very cafe and stabbed his fingers with cutlery. What kind of sick freak does such a thing? I know there's something between those two. I can't ever forget the time that man left Junpei all bruised and broken on the ground outside his apartment. Ugh, I hate that man. Who does he think he is, bullying my sweetheart?
What?
Yeah.
What?
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 Oh,
What?
Just her.
What?
I guess she really does like him.
Please don't tell me she has a split personality. I can't deal with a split personality today.
On top of everything else. A pleasant little chime rings out from my pocket, and I recognize it as a notification I set to let me know when the cafe is closing.
Guess I better get going.
Luckily for me, I'm not on closing duty tonight. My coworkers will take care of all of that. All I need to do is sign into the employee app on my phone, and my full shift will be automatically recorded. Then I'll get paid on time, just like usual. Why are you explaining what a job is, Howie? I wave farewell to the other girls and duck out the front door. As usual, my cute little honeybee is awaiting me outside.
What's up, baby doll?
Okay, I hate that.
Junpei,
Oh, God.
I rush into his arms and give him a... Oh, I can't take this seriously. A big, snuggly cuddle.
I'm so happy to see you.
Of course, babe. I'm always here for you. How was your shift?
Not so bad.
Glad to hear it. Guess things really have changed around here.
Yep. It's so much better since the old manager left.
Good, good. You come tell Junpei if anyone else gives you trouble, yeah?
I will.
I nuzzle into his broad chest once more and immediately feel safe and warm.
Can I come back?
There's
to
no
you
way she doesn't know. There's no way she doesn't know. There's no way she's oblivious.
Do you think she's
There's
fake?
no way she's completely unconnected. There's no way.
Do you think
There's
she's?
no way.
Do you think she's just faking this or something for us? Like almost in like a meta sense of like, when she's alone, she's like she stops thinking all these things. Like she's deluding herself or something.
I don't want. Just go. Just go. Just go.
Okay. He holds my hand and leads me towards the train station. I'm so excited to be with him again. New apartment.
Would you like tea, my dear?
Whoa now, Sugar Plum. You've been serving drinks to people all day. You go kick your feet up, and I'll do the brewing.
Junpei is so thoughtful. Every word he says makes it clear how much he cares for me. Okay.
Thank you.
I heed his instruction and nestle myself comfortably into the sofa. As I wait for him to finish up in the kitchen, I scroll through my noise feed. I don't have that many friends on here, mainly just family members, but I still like to see what everybody is up to lately. Plus, Junpei always shares funny memes and pics on his profile, so I love seeing those. After scrolling for a minute, I came across a status update from a friend I haven't heard from in a while. Noriko Kurosawa. She says a friend that she hasn't heard from in a while, as if Noriko wasn't completely obsessed and devoted to her. What? High 3?
What does that mean?
Her entire post is short and meaningless. It just says High 3. What on earth could she mean by that? When was the last time I talked to Noriko anyway? She used to call me all the time. I used to call her too. But somewhere along the line we fell out of touch. After I introduced her to
What?
Junpei...
Oh, okay. No, go on.
Okay. After I introduced her to Junpei, I kind of got the feeling she was jealous. Jealous. Noriko always had feelings for me. Maybe being introduced to my boyfriend really hurt her. Oh, now I feel terrible.
Tea, my love.
Junpei sits down 2 teacups on the small coffee table in front of the sofa. Steam rises slowly from both cups. The sight and scent immediately relaxes me.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
Junpei scoots onto the sofa right next to me and he leans his head on my shoulder. I raise a hand and run it through his hair as I continue scrolling through noise with my other hand. A post from a guy I went to school with, Shinya Fujikawa, grabs my attention. One step closer to solving the mystery of the deaths around Tokyo, helping my father collect evidence from the crime scenes. It's like a dream come true. Thank you, Father! Interesting. I think Shinya always wanted to be a detective. Come to think of it, we were supposed to work together at Temujin. Shinya lined up that job for me and I...
Who's this dude?
Junpei's gaze just fixated on Shinya's profile picture.
Oh, Shinya?
I tap on his pic and load his full
We
profile.
went to school together.
I scan through his profile and read some more of his recent posts. Why does his name Shinya with a capital S? That's so strange. Maybe it's a Japanese thing. I love every time my father, Senior Detective Fujikawa, has to say that every time, has enlisted me to help with his top secret investigation. Can't divulge any further information. My lips are sealed. Top secret. So happy that I managed to get a lead on this case. I submitted some information to the detective in charge of the serial murders around Tokyo, Senior Detective Fujikawa, who also just happens to be my father, and he said I could join the investigation team as a probationary member.
This guy has a real father complex, doesn't he?
Maybe.
No one tells you what to expect when you experience heartbreak. Oh no.
Oh no.
Now it tells you how hollow and empty it will feel. It's important to throw yourself into work. I will do so.
Heartbreak? Something about this dude tells me he's never had a girlfriend in his life.
I wonder.
Oh, man. Ugh. Farewell, my love. I'm sorry I couldn't be the man you wanted me to be. To Tomoe Watanabe, my soulmate, my other half, my one and everything. Please forgive me.
Jeez, have some dignity, dude.
Oh, fuck me.
He really
What?
wants to share
He
everything
went
with me.
straight to his father.
Oh, and now Tomoe's mad at him?
Yeah.
You know, that's actually, yeah, damn.
I swear, he never used to be this dramatic.
Junpei yawns and puts his arm around me. A classic move. He's so sweet and romantic. I put my phone down and snuggle into his body. He's like a big soft teddy
I should
bear.
get going once I finish this cup of tea.
Really? Do you have to go?
Yeah, sorry, babe. I gotta check in on Mom tonight.
Oh, okay.
You'll be okay, right?
The thought of being alone forms a pit in my stomach.
Don't worry. I'll help you out before I leave.
Thank you.
Junpei takes one last sip of his tea and gets to his
I'll
feet.
check the usual stuff.
Yes, please.
He walks behind the sofa and ruffles my hair with his rough hand. The bandages wrapped around his fingers feel coarse against my scalp. As he wanders around the small apartment, he calls out to me.
Oven and stovetop are both switched off. The kitchen tap is off. No drips.
He moves it to the bathroom and his voice echoes against the tiled wall.
Tap is off in here too. And the shower is off.
Finally, he moves to the front door.
I'll lock this door properly when I walk out. You just have to put the deadbolt in place, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Anytime, sugar. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Love.
With that, Junpei walks out the door and closes it behind
God
him.
damn it.
What?
I like him now.
I know, me too. I quickly dash from the sofa to the door and slide the deadbolt into place.
All done. The door is locked. The door is locked. The door is locked.
I take a deep breath and tiptoe back to the sofa, then collapse onto it. Junpei is so good to me. He truly helps me out. When I'm alone, I find it so hard to be sure that everything is in order. I can't sleep or leave the apartment that there's a possibility that I've left a tap running or an appliance switched on. Yeah, she has major OCD. I can't relax if I think the door might be unlocked. I have to check things again and again until there's no shadow of a doubt that things are the way they should be. I don't remember when this obsessive-compulsive behavior first started, but I've been battling it for as long as I can recall. At the very least, when Junpei is here, he checks everything for me. He's so good to me. It saves me so much time. It stops me from having to stand in front of the kitchen sink for 5 minutes, constantly checking and double-checking if the tap is running. Logically, I know it's easy to see if water is flowing from the faucet. You could see it, you could hear it, and you could feel it if you slip your hand underneath the flow. But logic rarely applies when I find myself second-guessing my own senses. I can glance at the faucet and tell myself that it's been turned off properly. It's not dripping. But when I turn away, what if I'm wrong? What if it's actually still running? I feel like my mind is betraying me. I feel like I can't trust anything I see or hear. When in doubt, it should be a simple matter of just quickly checking one more time. But the more I check, the less certain I become. And it's not just the faucet I have trouble dealing with. It's nearly everything. I unplug appliances from the power sockets to make sure they're definitely not still running. I flick light switches on and off 20 times in a row to ensure I haven't left a bulb on when I leave a room. I open and close doors repetitively, and locks are the worst. I have to examine them from every possible angle to convince myself that no one can possibly break in. My condition is completely and utterly fucked up. Struggling against it has caused other horrible afflictions to evolve inside of me. Anxiety, depression, self-hatred. I just feel like I can't do anything without the shadow of my compulsive behaviors looming over me and controlling me. And so tonight, like many other nights, I decide to sleep right where I am, here on the sofa. Getting up and going into my bedroom is too much effort. Sleeping where I am is just much, much easier. I begin to drift off, my face planted against the sofa cushion, my legs draped over the armrest. I'm thankful I don't have to work at the maid cafe today. My neck is a little sore from a terrible night's sleep, but I won't let that get me down. It's Monday, the start of a fresh, brand new week. I've got lots of exciting things to look forward to. For starters, I'm expecting a delivery of some items I ordered online over the weekend. It's mostly snack food, but still, I can't wait. Secondly, I get to see my Junpei again this afternoon. I'm going to go meet him when he finishes work. Third, my favorite anime airs on Monday nights. There's a new episode every week. Well, except for when they run repeats after a season is just finished. Junpei loves anime as much as I do. Granted, he's not into my favorite series. He says it's a little too girly, but he likes a lot of other shows. We have so much fun discussing characters and stories we like, even if the shows he watches scares me a little bit. Yes, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good week. My upbeat mood is instantly shattered when Noriko Kurosawa's name lights up on my phone screen. She's calling me? We haven't spoken in so long. Why, what does she want from me? Noriko, she's such a chore. She whines and complains so much about her life, but she doesn't know how good she has it. So what if she's scared of leaving her apartment? Agoraphobia isn't that bad. I'm scared of everything. Everything! She's so selfish, thinking she's the only one who has it rough. I'm so tired of tiptoeing around her feelings and her stupid sensitivities.
Hello? Aoi? Hi, Noriko. Hey, listen. I know it's been a while, but can I stay at your place for a few days? I got booted out of my apartment for not paying rent, and, well, I was living in this abandoned factory, but I can't do it anymore. I hate being there alone. The guy I was spending time with just disappeared, and now, Aoi? Are you there?
Is this crazy bitch for real? She hasn't spoken to me for weeks, months, and now she wants to live in my apartment?
Sorry. Sorry, Noriko. You can't stay here. Well, fuck you too.
My phone beeps twice and the call abruptly ends. What the hell is her problem? Before I can even blink, she calls me again. I'm hesitant to answer this time. But
Noriko? Sorry, I overreacted. I think I'm in trouble. I think Corpse Girl is trying to kill me, and I need somewhere safe to stay.
Corpse Girl is trying to kill her? I think Noriko has finally lost the plot. Whatever sliver of sanity she once held onto has finally slipped between her fingers.
Noriko, Corpse Girl isn't trying to kill you. What? How would you know? You are Corpse Girl. Remember?
What?
What? When did we learn that? When did she learn that?
What?
What? How do you? I'm the one who wants to kill you.
Oh my god!
Oh, she's just coming out and saying
I'm
it?
going to fucking murder you in your sleep.
Oh, thank god, this is just a dream, actually.
Oh. Noriko's silence convinces me that her memory is returning. Perhaps she called me in some delirious state or because of some fever dream. The call disconnects as she curses. That stupid bitch. Did she seriously forget who she was talking to? I've had it up to here with her. As soon as Junpei works out the location of her factory, I'm going to go there myself and slit her throat open with my fingernails. I'll let her bleed out all over me and tell her that she never meant a thing to me. I don't care how much she loves me. Huh?
Go on.
Okay. I'll end her life quickly, before she has a chance to confess her feelings with one last gasping, dying breath. Once Noriko is dead, the Human Removal Service will no longer have any competition. And I'll finally be able to take her place as Corpse Girl. Okay, I'm very curious how all this happened. This seems like a flashback, so...
That was not a dream sequence.
Nope, that was real.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. She just straight up said, Noriko, you're Corpse Girl. I want to kill you.
Yeah, she's not hiding it anymore. I guess now that Kojiro's out of the way, I guess she figures there's no threat.
I guess.
During her school years, I was always envious of Noriko. She was so beautiful, so slim and graceful. She had a wonderful family, parents that loved her more than anything. Okay, that's not what Noriko says, but I never had any of that. I wanted so badly to be her. I struggled with my weight back then, but that wasn't the worst of it. I had an abusive mother and a father that essentially ignored my existence. Well, until he killed me by splitting my neck open. Does she mean metaphorically? I'm so confused as to what's happening here. I would have given anything to trade places with Noriko and feel alive again. It didn't matter to me that Noriko complained about every aspect of her life. She moaned about how much she despised her delinquent sister. She griped about how her father walked out on her, but still sent her a birthday card every year. She lamented over the time her mother tried to kill herself in front of her and her sister. Her mother hung from the ceiling, barely alive, for hours and hours until Yuriko figured out how to call for an ambulance. But I would have taken all of that trauma over my own upbringing. I'd have traded my life for hers without a second thought. Noriko had no idea how lucky she was. Even after all these years, I never really overcame my envy of her. I even went so far as to request her death through Corpse Girl's website. Oh, it was Aoi.
Oh.
Interesting. And we thought it was what's her face?
Tomoe? No, Ida.
Yeah. I couldn't remember her name. It's been so long. Damn. Of course she didn't die. How could she have? Junpei figured it out before I did. He forced his way into... Oh, it was him, not her. He forced his way into Corpse Girl's website and viewed all of the death requests. Someone, Noriko, had placed a comment on the request I submitted. A single line of text never intended to be seen by other eyes. That's me, bitch. Knowing that she had become Corpse Girl made my jealousy grow. I wanted to take her place. I wanted people to fear me just like they feared her. I wanted any other life, anything that would let me escape my own hellish half-existence. Thanks to trawling through her website, Junpei soon figured out the whole thing was essentially a hoax. Corpse Girl had no ability to cause death. Noriko was simply trying to con people into ending their own lives. It was pathetic. It made me laugh. I decided I would play along with Noriko's delusions in order to ensure her downfall. It's finally time! I get to meet Junpei at the station and walk him home! Yay! The Noise Corporation office is within walking distance from the Shinjuku train station.
Oh.
Getting there is a breeze. Okay.
That explains a couple things, I guess.
Yeah. Junpei works on the 30th floor of the massive office complex. He's one of the top dogs. He's worked really hard to get to where he is. I'm so proud of him. It's kind of funny to think that I almost got a job near here. The Temujin building is so close to Junpei's office. Noriko and Shinya hooked me up, but I completely bailed on them. Oh well, at that time I had no idea the love of my life worked nearby. I think I'm right on time, so Junpei should be here any second. As I wait patiently, a familiar-looking girl climbs the stairs and wanders past me. Her outfit is kind of unprofessional. I wonder if she's an office employee. She looks a bit like a troublemaker. Where have I seen her before? She caught me staring at her. Oh no, she's walking toward me.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
No time to run away. She's right in front of me.
Yeah, you're Noriko's friend, right? Aoi?
Noriko's friend. Everything's always about fucking Noriko.
Yes, and you are...
The brash girl swoops her hair out of her face and leers at me.
Tomoe, a friend of hers as well.
Oh,
I suddenly remember where I've seen Tomoe before. I think she was in some of Shinya's photos. Is she the girl that Shinya was dating and broke up with?
how is Noriko?
Dunno. I was hoping you could tell me. Haven't seen that skank in weeks.
I see. I haven't seen her either.
Righto. Well, see you around.
Just like that, the girl brushes past me and doesn't even look back.
Bye.
I watch her as she wanders along the platform.
Oh, babe!
Junpei!
What up, doll? Hey, that chick you were just talking to? She works at Temujin. I see her walking around here all the time. She's the one I told you about.
Wait, that's her?
Yup. She used to help that Kochiro asshole deliver putties for Corpse Girl. I've been waiting for ages to introduce you to. Oh,
I nod at Junpei and immediately break into a run.
get her, babe.
Oh no. Junpei's
hell.
cheers fade as I leave him behind. Tomoe. She's the one helping Noriko, helping Corpse Girl. We've been waiting for a chance to follow her. Junpei has been keeping an eye on her, but her actions and movements are erratic and hard to predict. But today I fortunately have the opportunity to follow her. She's connected to so many people. Noriko, Kojira, Shinya. They're all involved with Corpse Girl's operation. We want to track them all down, one by one, and cremate them like cadavers. Of course, I'm saving Noriko for last. I'll slice her open and bathe in her blood and be born again from her corpse. I'll assume her identity and live her life and leave my own painful existence behind. Why is everybody so obsessed with Noriko?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I raced along as fast as my legs will let me. My feet pound against the train platform, and several people passing by stopped to watch me out of curiosity.
I'm hoping that this stays reasonably like fuck. I'm really hoping Aoi isn't a ghost.
Yeah, I'm so concerned.
I'm really hoping that I'm really hoping we are drifting into fantasy elements here.
Yeah, I don't know, because that one line about, like, until he, like, killed me by splitting my throat open or whatever is, like, concerning me because it was not addressed in any way. I don't know.
I'm really hoping we stay low to the ground. We say
Yeah, because there hasn't really been anything yet, and if it suddenly took a twist, unless it had very good justification, I'd be kind of mad.
Yeah, no, I think I genuinely think that if if it jumps the shark, I just kind of want to drop it.
That's fair. I'm
like on the edge right now.
Yeah. If we drop it here, I might still finish it on my own just to see what it's like.
No,
because
like,
I'm not invested.
I think like maybe hiatus, not like a full drop. Like I'm invested now and I want to see the ending. But
fair.
But like if it jumps the shark, if it's just like, oh, by the way, this has all been a hallucination. Actually, someone's in a coma, and this is just a world they create. If it goes like that, I just want to say, you know what? Let's just move on to 13 Sentinels.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. So, we'll see. I'm holding out hope, though.
Holding out hope.
As long as Tomoe doesn't notice I'm tailing her, then I don't care who sees me. I follow her all the way to the end of the platform, then I blend into the crowd as we board the same train. I knock on the door to what I can only assume is Tomoe's apartment. She answers after just a moment and shoots me a quizzical look. Oh, as soon as the door is all the way open, I dash forward and slam into Tomoe with the full force of my tiny body. We tumble into the apartment, though Tomoe doesn't even lose her balance. She's a lot bulkier than I am. She absorbs most of the impact and manages to remain standing. She grits her teeth and plants her hands on my shoulders, only to push me back with a mighty shove.
What the fuck are you playing at? You just tackled me!
I swing a fist at her face. She catches me off guard when she sidesteps my punch and brings her knee up into my gut. I reel back, but the injury doesn't bother me.
Take that, you dumb skank! I'll teach you to attack me! I don't care if you're Noriko's friend! I'll put you in the fucking ground!
Her long, fake nails rake across my face and blood pours from my torn skin. But I stand firm and stare her down.
You're allied with Corpse Girl, right?
Is that what this is about? I don't give a shit about all that anymore. It's all behind me.
You know Corpse Girl's identity?
Of course I do. Why? Are you curious? Got someone you want to have killed?
No. I know that it's Noriko.
You're damn right. I should have guessed that a friend of hers would be just as psychotic. Noriko can go fuck herself for all I care. I'm done with her shit.
Hold on, headphones died, I think.
Oh no.
Wait a second. Yeah, I'm dying.
Okay.
No. We're fine for today. I'll struggle through for the rest of the session. We only have like a half hour left or something, right?
Yeah, like 20
20
minutes at most, and we can always end early if we need to.
You know, well, yeah. Let's just get through this one scene.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fine to me.
I'm going
Go
to
on.
kill her.
Tomoe raises an eyebrow.
That so? Well, she kinda has it coming.
I see.
Corpse Girl is done and dusted. Doubt the public even remembers her these days. It's all about the human removal service. Noriko's just Noriko now. But I still won't forgive her for what she did to Kojiro.
What is she talking about? Does she know something I don't?
What happened to Kojiro?
Do you even know who he is?
I do.
He warned me about her, you know? He said she'd discard us as soon as we weren't useful anymore. Sure enough, she had him killed. Fucking burned him alive.
Interesting. Tomoe thinks Noriko killed Kojiro, when in reality, Junpei took care of that freak. He burned the entire morgue down around him. I suppose Kojiro's death caused Noriko's and Tomoe's relationship to fall apart. Everything worked out better than Junpei planned.
Noriko will die, and so will you for your role in helping her.
Oh, come on. Why are you so insistent on messing with me? I ain't never done nothing to you. Hang on.
Even though this girl exudes an air of stupidity, I didn't expect her to actually be this dense. Surely she's figured it out by now.
Are you with the human removal service?
I don't say anything.
You're kidding me. You're the one Noriko has been fighting against this whole time. And you're her best friend.
Your point?
Are you the leader of your little group?
No.
Right.
When Tomoe pauses to brush her hair behind her ear, I strike. My hand darts forward and grips her throat, and I begin to crush it between my fingers. The girl kicks and flails. She beats her fist against my outstretched arm, but I don't flinch. Her gurgling and thrashing brings me no joy. I wish people would simply accept their fate. Despite how tightly I'm squeezing her throat, she manages to form the beginning of a word. I can only guess that she's trying to call for Shinya. Shinya, the idiot boy she already broke up with. He can't save her now. I tighten my grip and stride forward, pushing Tomoe back and pinning her against the wall. She kicks out at me and hits me directly in the knee. I refuse to buckle. Her fingers continuously claw at my arm, slashing into my flesh and sending flecks of blood across the room. She thinks she can hurt me. She thinks she can fight her way out of her fate. But nothing she does will ever injure me. You can't hurt the dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't love that. This thought repeats in my mind as my face crashes onto the floor. A ringing sound in my ears causes me to question what just happened. The residual shockwaves of a dull impact to my skull flow through my head. I wouldn't call it pain, or even an ache, just the sensation that something collided with me. But I'm already on the floor, my lips pressed against the hardwood, my eyes twitching and examining shards of pottery falling to the floor around me. A blanket of darkness descends over me, and I hear the ragged sound of Tomoe breathing, and someone's voice asking, "Are you okay?" But the question isn't directed at me. I don't think anyone cares that I'm lying here in my own blood. Okay.
Maybe we do one more scene.
Okay, maybe this explains the whole death thing.
Maybe this saves it. Maybe this saves it, and
Fingers
we don't immediately move on
crossed.
to 13 Sentinels on Tuesday.
I can't count how many movies I've seen where characters claim they've had an out-of-body experience. I've heard the stories in real life, too. People on the brink of death or unconsciousness tell tales of how they would view their own body from a lofty, spiritual perch. I never put much stock into such nonsense. How can someone dead or dying view the world with any form of clarity? When I died all those years ago, I didn't experience any such thing. It was kind of disappointing, even though I didn't expect much. Being clubbed across the head in Tomoe's apartment was a completely different experience than the time glass shards pierced my neck. I feel like I'm teetering on the edge of consciousness, writhing around on the hard floor. I could see some light, some blurred shapes, and I could see my body down below. My body, delicate and frail and slowly decaying. I don't get it. Why would I have a out-of-body experience now of all times? I sure as hell didn't experience anything of the sort when my father slit my neck. So why now? I wonder if any of my victims ever suffered from hallucinations like this before dying. Did Kodame Ida and all those people on the train platform
Possession? Are you serious? No, I'm done. No.
What?
Let's take a break from this for a while.
Okay, let's finish this scene first.
Yeah.
All these people on the train platform experienced this after I cut them open. Did they also helplessly look down on their own bodies from above as the train screeched past? Emi Katsuno, boy did she scream when I pushed her over the balcony railing? What? Did her spirit leave her body to look down on her splattered corpse? No, that's true, because didn't we see, like, something.
Uh,
What about the other nameless souls I've claimed from Noriko's website? There have been so many bodies piled up, countless gifts pledged in Corpse Girl's name. I didn't kill them because I wanted to shed blood. I did it to delude Noriko. That was the goal at the start anyway. Noriko never caught on to what I was doing. She took all the credit, thinking she was some all-powerful being in control of the fate of her victims. She never even tried to understand the truth. I slaved away from her, cutting and strangling and slashing and slicing. I piled up bodies for Noriko, but Corpse Girl claimed all the kills. It was a pointless endeavor. I think she would have spiraled into madness even without the power trip. I suppose it doesn't matter now. Things have changed. My only focus now is to kill Noriko. I should have done so right at the start. I'll kill her for wasting my time. As I look down on my body below, I see a girl too scared to go on, too scared to struggle anymore. It's a shame. If I wasn't killed years ago, I might have had the chance to live a normal life. Well, there's nothing else for it. I feel my spirit returning to my body. It's a strange sensation because I know I'm not returning to life. How could I? I've been dead far too long. My only chance is to claim Noriko's life for my own. I'll become her and discard this rotting, walking corpse. So
Okay.
is Aoi dead?
Awie's
And
dead.
a different spirit is possessing her?
No. Aoi. The way I'm understanding this is Aoi died.
And
And didn't pass on.
She like
essentially
repossessed
possessed her own
herself?
body. She
Okay.
repossessed herself. And she wants to.
Kill Noriko's body and transfer over to Noriko?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I am less pissed than I was when it initially started veering into the fantastical, but I still
Yeah.
want to put this down for a while.
Okay, that's fair.
Between this and the demon summoning, I think we should go hard the other direction with robots.
Fair.
So, how about we put this on hiatus, go over to 13 Sentinels, and then anytime we have an opportunity on like this on Sundays, we look at Many Deaths of Lily
Cousin.
Lily Cousin, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
We'll come back to this eventually, when I stop being pissed that it was... Oh, God. Oh, God. There was foreshadowing for this. There was enough foreshadowing where when this happened, it was like...
Oh, hi, Elise. Yes, I will drink some water right now. Yeah, Lily Cousin involves demon summoning. Not this game. Sorry, foreshadowing what?
So, remember way back whenever the fuck, when Noriko was like, I don't know how my first victim died?
Yeah.
And we just dropped that.
Yeah, I always assumed it was gonna come back. I didn't assume that it would. I didn't figure it would be Aoi possessing or doing or so. I don't even know. Did she possess the body and make her do it herself, or did she find the girl, do it, and then was never caught for the crime?
I don't know. What the fuck? I'm sure it'll explain to us if we continue playing. But I don't want to. I want to put this to the side for a bit.
That's fair. I don't know. I'm a little sad because I saw a bunch of people in the comments, in the reviews. I read a few like non-spoiler reviews for this on Steam. And a lot of people were saying that like it goes a little off the rails in chapter 2 and 3, and I was like, what are you guys talking about? Chapter 2 is so good so far, because it was like right after we switched to Kojiro, and now I'm like, okay, I think I might see what people are getting at.
Yeah. And just think, an hour ago I was getting on their case about being ableist. How is that not the worst issue here?
Yeah, strangely. I don't know. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So I think we should announce to some people who have been interested in seeing your reaction specifically to 13 Sentinels that we are going to start playing 13 Sentinels. Because
Gotcha. Yeah, I can work on trying to make
But-
like a graphic or something to do kind of like how we did with Lily Kozen.
There was a shark, I'm sure, but we're so far above it when we jumped that I can't
So
see
we
it
didn't
anymore.
even see it. Yeah, it's a ghost shark apparently.
Apparently it's a ghost shark!
Yeah, interesting. I don't know what to think, man. I'm glad we get the like not bloody version of this. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. It progresses. Do any of these others progress?
I don't think any of them would.
Oh.
Because none of them...
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, I already looked at that one. That's a horrible thing to have a CG of.
Yeah.
I get why they did it, but that's just bonkers to me.
I don't know what to...
I see, like, on one hand, like, it makes sense because it is kind of weirdly unbelievable that these people would just kill themselves because they saw a picture. But on the other hand,
wanted to believe. I wanted to believe that maybe they were stressing about other things in their life, and the picture just pushed them over the edge. Like we saw like Emmy in the prologue, and she seemed to be like, "Holy shit! I just got a corpse delivered to me," and then she walked forward and tripped over the railing. And now we've come to find out, no, she didn't just trip over the railing after getting fired and getting all this stress piled onto her. She got pushed by a ghost, apparently.
yeah. See, and this is why
If the premise was going to be this ridiculous, I wish it started out that ridiculous, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to remember. Did Kojiro and Tomoe stick around after delivering the body to watch Emmy fall, or did they just leave as soon as the corpse was delivered?
No, they just delivered the corpse and left
Okay.
it there.
Because I remember they didn't stay long enough to like recollect the corpse. Because I remember thinking that would have been a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
But so I know they didn't do that, but I don't know, man. This is bonkers. I had another point that I was going to bring up, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh well, I'm sure the ending to this will be fine. I'm just really annoyed right now.
No, that's fair.
It was somewhat realistic as a visual novel could be, you know? Like how
Yeah.
in 999, it is somewhat realistic that you could kidnap people and shove them into a building in Nevada and then get them to kill each other. That's realistic. I can believe that happened. And then
Fair.
VLR is like slightly less realistic, but it is still
But it also
understandable that you could cryogenically freeze 3 people and send them 45 years into the future.
It also kind of starts off as really bonkers too. Like you're clearly in a weird spot with a digital rabbit and a bunch of people, including a man in a suit. Like it starts off a little bit more like bonkers than 999 does. So therefore, since step A is higher than since step A of VLR is higher than step 999, step A of 999 was, it makes it possible for step Z to be even higher than 999's because when you elevate it already, like you said, if you start off a little bit higher. But at the same time, I'm wondering, like, I feel like I should, like, once we get through this, whenever we come back to it, I kind of want to replay the prologue. And
then the bit in chapter 1 where Kojiro and Tomoe deliver the corpse, maybe?
Maybe that too, yeah. And just see, like, if there are any details that I can notice that I'm like, shit, okay, actually it was foreshadowed a lot better than I thought it was.
It was foreshadowed. The mystical element was foreshadowed a little bit. It was, because, like...
Yeah, like, I'm wondering if Emmy has, like, words of, like, I felt like something was pushing me off of the railing or something like that. And we just thought it was, like, a compulsion, but really it was, somebody was literally pushing her off.
I don't know. I want to move on.
That's fair. If you also decide you just don't want to come back to it at all, that's totally fine.
I'm sure I'll calm down eventually. I just don't want to deal with it right now.
That's fair.
Maybe let's move on to 13 Sentinels, right?
Okay.
And then on Sundays we'll do Lily Kozen. And maybe eventually we'll just finish Lily Kozen on Sundays. And then we won't have anything else, so we just move back to Corpse Factory on Sundays, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. Of course, with our luck, Ace Attorney will probably get back into the swing of things, but we'll see.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
I mean, it's not a bad thing either. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, that's been Corpse Factory so far. I'm half surprised they didn't make any... I keep expecting new changes to the title screen now, but apparently that's not a thing, so... But anyways, yeah, that's Corpse Factory. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope that was as bonkers for you guys as it was for us. And we'll see you... I guess we'll see you Tuesday for 13 Sentinels. Bye! Bye.